Last week we began talking about beginnings and endings, but this week you all are reading the chapter and we're returning to that in our lecture notes. We're also looking at drafting strategies and revising strategies. That is, how do you go back and take a critical look, a fresh look at your own writing? It's one of the hardest things to do in writing, but when we talk about writing, as it says in your text, what we usually mean is this rewriting process, where we go back and rework ideas in text. So, let's jump down to go through those lectures to, first, go back and look at your comments from your first papers, because that's the first place you're going to see an idea of getting a fresh look at your own writing. If you need to figure out how to see my comments, because I covered everyone's papers and comments, you open your paper and turn it in. Here you can click on a blue link, and here you can click on the larger section of text where you have lots of comments. Notice all the generic comment that I've pasted on here, but this is what it should look like. And if you can't see that, let me or Dr. Yakodinsky, whose email is in your syllabus, know, because it means something isn't working between Turnitin and Canvas in your computer, and because all of you have these on the final drafts that you made for me. And the next thing to think about is grammar. So revision is not grammar checking. That is not what this is about, because in fact that's something you should be doing in Word. Now, remember, first you're going to submit that pre-Grammarly, pre-Word check, that has none of this. But after you do that on your final draft, if you go to the review function right up here in Word, and you go over to editor, it will score your paper for you. And it'll show you where you have spelling errors and grammar errors. It will not catch everything, which is why we went through chapter 24 where you're doing major errors in grammar. And just so you know, that actually covered most of the things that you're going to see in this class when we talk about mistakes with grammar. But this will catch a lot of them. Now, one thing it doesn't catch is capitalization errors. So the sort of errors that we make because now we text things and we don't capitalize anything, or we capitalize everything, those are often missed by these checkers. So that's something you have to go through and see, or go to the Writing Center, get a friend to read it, catch those kinds of errors on your own. As good as our technology is, there's always gaps in it to make it look more professional and create these sort of academic and professional front that you want in your writing. So these are the tools you can use to start this revision process. And then we're going to look at things, different sort of strategies that you can use on your own to get your head in the right space to do revision.